Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Surviving Mars, inspired by the Expanse. A recap of the rules and goals. Essentially, last war is the mystery, and the game rules really are designed for us to have to cut ourselves off from Earth. Let's pick up where we left off. We left off in a state of not really having enough biologists to manage our own farms, which is a bit of a problem. We are just starting to be able to manufacture some electronics and polymers, which is going to be very, very necessary. One of the things I want to do is probably amplify the factories here so that they increase output, even if it costs some upfront polymers. That's fine by me. Let's get the ball rolling here. We haven't really had any luck with the scans. We are almost done with all the surface scans. And then, of course, I guess what I need to do is to try to unlock deep scanning. So I'm going to, Actually, let's pick that up. Let's switch priorities. I'm going to try to get deep scanning here because really soon I'm going to be done with all of the surface scanning. And then deep scanning is going to be next. Let's go... Maybe 15 drones here. 8 drones. 6 drones? Okay, that's fine. Inactive work shift. Okay, so here's the night work shift. I think we have enough power storage to save it. One thing I keep getting is suggestions to put another scrubber in. I got this scrubber from an event. I actually don't have that technology, so I've probably answered the same, hey, put another scrubber in to clean the first scrubber request like 10, 15 times already. I don't have the tech. It's in the physics tree and I just haven't unlocked it. That first scrubber was free. That freebie was amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Sector
I just
scanned.
can't, put another scrubber in. It's just not how these things work. Not yet, at least. Alright, so my polymers are really, really low. But we are manufacturing them now. And I have the Amplify set up, so our polymer count should be going up day by day, which is what I want. I think I'm going to keep my advanced resources in their own advanced stockpiles here, so that I, at a glance, can kind of see what I have. So I'm going to put down some advanced stockpiles down. Machine parts and electronics. Because that way at a glance, in the Universal Depot, it's kind of hard to tell what I've got. Oh, but you know what? These aren't... Okay, now I know why. Desired amount, 3. Okay. I'm going to put... I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I'm going to put the desired amount for these stockpiles up ridiculously high. Just so that I can keep tabs on what my requirements are. So we don't have anyone going through the work here. Through training. What about our nurseries and schools? So we have very, very, very few graduates that are being pushed through. That's okay. Let's use some of the polymers I'm manufacturing to amplify the electronics factory. And then pretty soon here we are additionally going to want the machine parts as well. I think I'll put the machine parts here. Or maybe I'll rotate that. There we go. Now, I don't really have enough engineers for all these jobs, but we'll make do. Some of my first generation are just about on their way out. They're going to be retired soon, from age and whatnot. Nagata, let's get you hauling some metals. Where is my nearest metals? I like to do it sort of systematically. Get all the metals near me hauled over first, cleaning up as I go along. So teeny metal node there. Most of these are underground. All right, and there's some metals over here. These are from meteorite strikes, I think. Building's not working. All right, machine parts factory is not working because it doesn't have any people to employ. That's fine. I'm going to turn it off for now. And I am going to... Actually, let's set it as a workplace for one person. You work there. It's not going to make a whole lot of machine parts, but a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all we really need. Once my polymers get up a little bit higher, again, I will do an amplify here as well. And the important thing is to be producing more than the maintenance. That doesn't really allow you for expansion if you're just producing what you need to maintain. Obviously, you can't expand your colonies, and that will require a little bit more, some additional engineers. But for now, you know, it's fine. All right, so let's do specialists only. And specialists only, and that way we are going to put people through the Martian University, I hope, or maybe they're just going to go to the sanitarium. I'm not sure which. All the people I just fired, where did they end up working? Oh, okay, one is in the Martian University now. I was like, where did they go? They got employed somewhere. Oh, colonist. Oh, very nice. My genius colonist just unlocked microfusion. What was that? Some tech got unlocked 50%. I'm not even sure where that is. Well, guess it doesn't really matter for me at the moment.
Sector scanned.
It's not going to change my current research queue. Okay, we only have 2 more places to scan, and then it's deep scanning only. Hopefully we can unlock the deep scans soon. So the power's gone down. It's almost daytime, but the power's gone down considerably.
Resources are low.
Yep, it's warning me. I know, I see. I don't feel like I have the polymers yet to invest and amplify. So I'm going to hold off on that. Oh, so we have a ton of botanists going through the queue now. Let's go ahead and do this as auto. And just have the game decide to fill the roles I need. And that means that a whole bunch of the people that were in school now are in university. Nice. This is the new generation that I've been waiting for. This fuel depot... Okay, that fuel depot's fine. My electricity is definitely not low right now. Oh, but you know what? These aren't, This would be ridiculous. These aren't charging up as fast as I'd want. So let's go ahead and, add some additional panels. I got the metal. And then we'll just have this side open for, expansion. Because I definitely did not get the sort of, power charge that I wanted while we're heading into another night. I might actually have a bit of a brownout tonight. I'm not certain, but we'll see. Alright, art store is missing an employee.
Research complete.
Subsurface heating is done, and that unlocked deep scanning. Perfect. So, one thing you could do is control-click to put it at the top of the queue. So we want deep scanning. And you know what I want? I want to outsource some science. So I'm going to outsource 1,000 science over the course of a few days with some money. And that will get us deep scanning sooner.
Resources are low.
Alright, I know my polymers are low and my electricity's low. Hopefully we'll solve the electricity thing. I thought we were okay, but clearly that is not the case. In fact, for now, I'll just keep adding these. Yeah, we might have a little bit of a power shortage overnight
Sector
here.
scanned.
But I'll aim for it to be like a one-time deal. Yeah. Life support, hypothermia. I know. I screwed up. Didn't have enough power.
Are suffering from
Alright, power's back on. What is sucking up all my power? I think it's all these amplifies. I'm going to put all these guys on second shift. So that the power draining factories only work. Oh, you know what? Specialists only. Specialists only. Specialists only. Okay. If we need another queue of Martian University, that's fine. Alright, power is going up. Another wise thing for me to do would be to, especially now that I make machine parts, is to invest in some wind. Wind farms would be helpful. As would graduates. Alright, Nagata. Yep, there's a little bit of metal left here. I'm just going to manually queue it up.
Resources are low.
Come on now, you're killing me. How low is it really?
Milestone achieved.
Alright, all sectors are now scanned. That gave us a little bit of boost of research, meaning that deep scanning got pushed even further ahead, which is great. Because all of my scanning towers have nothing to do right now, because they're idle or whatever. Wow, there's no one working electronics right now? I'm going to forcibly put someone there. Now, it says that my production is 4 and my consumption and maintenance is 3.3. Yeah, so I'm only making a teeny little bit of polymers, netting a teeny bit of polymers per day. But I have a ton of people going through the queue of school here, which is going to be really handy. I'm just forcing some of them to go work in the diners and the like. I'm going to lower the priority of the school, the university, because you are going to, just for everybody's comfort and all that, you are going to need, you know, people working in the bars and the, you know, the service workers. You can't not have service workers. So, like, this grocer here, okay. I guess I'm not having as many people through the university as I thought. That's alright. That's just fine. Right, drone hubs, 15 low, 8 low, and 6 low. Okay, good. We don't have a bottleneck there. 91% of the deep scanning done. And just because we deep scan doesn't mean we can actually use the resources that we're deep scanning for. So let's say we find underground,
resources are low,
deep underground metals or something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be able to exploit those metals without additional research. It's telling me my polymers are low. Yeah, I kind of know that, man.
resources are low.
Okay, just quit warning me. I am manufacturing a whole bunch of them, so I think someone just graduated as a engineer as well. Yeah, definitely just got another
Resources are
engineer.
low.
machine parts, you're going to be turned off. And the person I just unemployed, you're going to go make electronics. My electronics are a little bit lower than my machine parts. My machine parts are actually looking okay right now. All right, I'm going to turn the security station back on in case the Martian University makes an officer. In fact, I think it has.
Complete. Select a sector to
Deep scanning is done. That's going to allow me to rescan spots, and that could uncover deep water, deep metals, anomalies, stuff like that. It's great. What do I want? Comfort. Some science would be fantastic. Getting some scientists. We have room for a Hawkins Institute, and we also have a research site here, which boosts the research that we would get. So that would be pretty handy. And I'm just constantly checking the nursery and the school to make sure that we are putting, that people are comfortable enough that they're, producing children or whatever. So this dome is a lot more comfortable than the other dome. This other dome, because it's missing a lot of the support buildings, is just, less comfortable. I'm just take a quick look to see if I had any officers, because it said it produced 2 officers. Oh, needed special. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Oh, someone else just graduated. Maybe another. Oh, another engineer. So we are getting a whole lot of polymers manufactured. All right, Ms. Nagata. So the rescanning here is almost done.
Sector scanned. And
I found nothing. Yeah, I gotta say, the RNG, or the... So this map isn't random, but my choice of this map was unknown to me, right? So this map that I chose has a severe lack of resources near my starting position, which is tough. I mean, it is what it is. I can't fix it or change it at this point. But would I settle here again? Probably not. Probably not.
We gather here today to bid a final farewell to one of our finest.
All right, so... Huh. We're starting to get deceased people. Our founders are dying off, I guess. It's been long enough that they are aging out. Yeah, the time frame is a little bit different. It's not like 1 for 1. So, yes, it's been 63 days. But, yeah, our colonists don't age. They age probably something like 100 times faster than that. Haven't actually done the math. I'm sure some of you have, but yeah, it's not 1 for 1. Let's see. Is there any expeditions? So if I send a cargo rocket, let me just send an empty cargo rocket to Mars, because there might be some things for me to do. If I recall, yeah, I just needed officers for that, and I don't have officers. So, yeah, I guess this cargo rocket will sit here in case I need it. We also have a fair bit of rare metals that I could export. Where are all my other rare metals? Here, let me disable them for the universal depots. And... that I held left mouse, so it disabled all of them, because I want all of my rare metals stockpiled here. Building not
Sector
working. Yeah, I know.
scanned.
So I think right now I have sort of a bare minimum of botanists. What I'm going to do is, now that I don't need that like initial boost, I'm going to actually tear down this hydroponic farm because it isn't
Research
necessary.
complete.
We just got landscaping. I guess for the, or not the milestones, the mission profile, I need one more terraforming tech. So let's queue one up before that science. So this is a one-time subsidy of money. That's the cheapest one for me to get, so I'll get that. Got a whole lot of concrete over there now. Alright, my polymer is definitely going up. Let's invest some of the polymers in the machine parts factory. Our soil quality is 100% here. So what we could do now that it's 100% is switch and alternate between soybeans, which increases soil quality up 10%, and potatoes, which potatoes take a little bit more water, but will yield a lot more food than soybeans, but decrease the soil quality.
Milestone achieved.
And there we go. Liquid water on the surface of Mars, milestone. Oh, okay. This milestone allows me to have liquid water. So what that would mean is if I gained the goal of, because I hit the goal, I'm given 2 lakes. So if I go to the terraforming, and go to lakes, I have the ability to build 2 small lakes. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to place, where do I want to put these? I'm going to put one here, but I need to remove this landing pad. Now, 2 small lakes are really, I cannot stress enough, not going to really add a lot of water to Martian
Sector
atmosphere.
scanned.
So here's one lake and another lake. And these
Milestone
lakes,
achieved.
and I just got a little bit more science for digging my first lake. So these little lakes, what they'll do is I have to feed them water, and they will slowly fill the lakes up with water. And then once the lake is full, I'll just have to feed a little bit less. I'll have to feed a fraction of the water it takes to fill the lake. And these lakes help to put water into the atmosphere of Mars, but barely. Huge lakes are a lot more efficient. So this teeny little lake is not going to do very much. But then another thing it does is around the initial basin of the lake, you're going to get a little bit of a soil increase in soil effect. So one of my long-term goals is to make this mountain range beautiful, and these lakes are going to be part of that process. So now I have 2 little lakes. I do have enough water production to not really worry about these lakes draining my my aquifers or my supply of water. But if we check this overlay, as you can see, there's very, very low quality soil, but there's some soil around these lakes. Now, another thing that goes hand in hand with the lakes here is planting seeds everywhere. But I, at the moment, do not have enough, I don't have enough botanists to grow seeds without not, while being able to feed myself. That is, that's something I just simply don't have yet. All right, so our electronic components are definitely going up. We have some additional oops, what am I doing? You live here now. Engineers working. As you can see, there's a penalty for them living outside of their home dome. So I'm going to have to micromanage a little bit. Okay. So these guys are unemployed. Oh, okay, so I'm going to allow everybody to work in the machine parts factory. The problem is, I need to switch what is allowed passages for work. All right, let's see. So now the people that, we got some people living in this, honestly, you should live in a different residence. There we go. All the residences here really ought to be engineers. Let's get you working in the factory.
Research complete.
There we go. So now that I've got the terraforming subsidies, I've hit my milestone of having a bunch of terraforming. Techs unlocked. It did just get a huge boost in funding here. Let's see. I could either invest that in my own science or sit on it for now. I'm going to sit on it for now just in case I need it. Alright, there's 3 housing left in my Mariner 1 domes, and there's 3 housing left in my Mariner 2 domes. So we have some additional housing available. We have plenty of jobs. I'm just sort of brainstorming what I want to research next. So after the Martian Institute of Science, which I think is going to be really important, for us to have a Martian Institute of Science... Oh, here's our ship that can land. Let's go ahead and add some additional housing complexes here. So I'll put one there. And I'm going to put one here. Now, if you tried to build lakes before you hit the 25% temperature, the lakes would just be frozen over and would not be adding water to Martian atmosphere. So one of the things I could do for this ship here, the Nauvoo, is I can set it to do these specialty missions here, like a high-speed comm satellite. That's going to require a lot of electronics, but I think that's fun, right? So what I would need for that is to make sure that let's close some of these polymer slots. Is employ these guys
found. Resources are
in the
low.
electronics factory and try to make a lot more electronics to fuel that. Anomalies found. Okay, good. So some of my this is good. Some of my deep scanning has revealed some anomalies. Not a whole lot of resources, though, I gotta say. And so another thing I'm going to do with the my other cargo rocket is I'm just going to send a giant supply of electronics to try to support that high-speed comm satellite mission that I have going. All right, Nagata, you need to collect... let's collect metals here. And deliver. This is going to unlock some new technologies. So the people working in electronics, let's move you over.
Anomaly analyzed.
Close these slots as well.
There's more to the barren
Gene
environs
adaptation
of-
and Martian copyrights. Oh, so here's microfusion. It's for the artificial sun. It's way down here. That's a very, very powerful sort of wonder. I'll explain that later. I'm not going to be getting that anytime soon. So, gene adaptation allows for some new crop types. That could be pretty handy. And there's also utility crops. I wouldn't mind lake crafting and growth simulators soon here as well. I'd like to start really getting serious about terraforming. I haven't been. Oh, the grocer broke down. Just need a drone robot to go repair that. Come on, guys. There we are. As you can see, a lot of the deep scans have turned up basically nothing so far, which is depressing. And low-key infuriating, if I don't say so myself. The Martian University is about to break down because of the amount of electronics that I'm shoving into the Nauvoo here. I'm going to set the Nauvoo's priority to low, so it's a higher priority to support the Martian University and other stuff here. Actually, this Martian University needs to go up to medium.
Resources are low.
Ah, shut it. My polymers are just fine. Alright, so we're trying to make as many electronics as we can. Part of me wants to cancel this and just sell some rare metals. I wonder if there's any polymers that have generated. No, not that I see yet. More zones that yield nothing. Yeesh. Okay, so the comfort of the couples in this area are too low, which is a bit of a problem because my populations are declining. So the comfort of these colonists. So if you take a look at the comfort here, these. Let me just max out the priority of my grocers and small bars and stuff like that. And definitely, we need to make sure we have doctors in the infirmary. So the issue is we have so many engineers that are living in this living complex here, but their comfort isn't very high, and as a result of low comfort, they're really just not going to be producing babies. So some things I can do is try to add some dome surfaces to try to increase their comfort so that the engineers might have children.
Anomaly found.
Oh, another anomaly. Because otherwise what's going to happen is I will eventually run out of... I would just cease to have babies. I don't want a ranch, I wanted a farm. So another thought is I could add a farm inside. Farms tend to add comfort to the domes that they're in. And I'm just going to decorate it a little bit as well. You know, like small gardens and... ponds are too big. Small fountain and a little statue. And what we could do in the second farm, I will move one of these guys over. You're going to live here. And you are going to work... Oh, you are already working there. So this farm here, we are going to grow seed crops. Seed crops is what you need to be able to start planting vegetation. And the fact that there's a farm in here will also raise the comfort a little bit. One thing I could do here is... Where's that research? Farms increase the comfort of all residences in the domes. So let's get that next.
Resources are low.
Yeah, I know.
Anomaly analyzed.
There's more to the barren environs
Okay,
of the
got
red
some
planet than
new
meets the-
anomaly, or... Alright, tourists. I don't have tourists. That's not applicable to me. Hanging Gardens is very, very, very good for increasing comfort in a dome. That would even be better than biome engineering. Well, biome engineering would actually benefit both domes, but because we have one dome that has particularly low comfort, we'll work towards Hanging Gardens. Advanced rocketry doesn't really matter because we don't send passengers anymore. RC Commanders, I'm probably not going to have another one. VR Workshop is not applicable, or Art Workshop not applicable to me right now. Alright, well, we'll just keep cranking away.
Low.
Now the ship with a ton of electronics is about to land. The thing is, almost all those electronics are immediately going to go into the Naboo. But it's a long-term project that will eventually, hopefully, be worth it. The absolute... Let me change my scan spots to some of the zones that are closest. Oh, the additional farm that I added requires enough water that my current water stocks are lowering. Ooh! Unlock an expedition for 2% water, requires machine parts. Yes. I will do that. That sounds good to me. And here's the electronic components. I am going to add a landing pad. Right there. There's not enough people working in the diner. There we go. Just had to change some priorities around. Alright, so the landing pad's here, and here comes all the electronics. So we're going to go from like 7 to 57, something like that. And then this Rocinante is going to export some rare metals. So I have scanned some deep metals. So here's an example of deep metals. I don't currently have the technology to exploit deep metals, but, you know, if we did, there's a deep metal node, and I think that's the first deep metal node I've discovered. Alright, so the potato harvest here is going to be a pretty bountiful one. We're basically doubling the amount of food. And that's because all of our botanists here, it's fully stocked full of botanists. So yeah, that's a ton of food. That's a very comfortable margin. In fact, I'm going to have some of you guys switch residences and switch... Oh yeah, you already switched workplaces. Just for a few more seeds.
Resources are low.
I know, you keep using them. Alright, so the Rocinante is being loaded up full of rare metals now. And they're going to be exporting those metals soon. I'm actually going to set this water extractor to have amplify. Because my water's running a little low. Now, my water consumption will decrease once these lakes top off. But I don't want to hold my breath for that. Alright, so Rocinante is ready to return to Earth. Godspeed to you. And we are 58 out of 100 for the electronics there. And that will be a really nice supplement of science.
Anomaly found.
Oh, here's another anomaly. Let's get Holden over there. That's going to reveal a breakthrough. Alright, so the Mariner 2 is actually comfortable enough to have children, which is great. The sort of investments I've made have paid off. I'm going to switch from hanging gardens back to farms. Hanging garden is a spire. It's also imbalanced, to be honest. The hanging garden is sort of your like, hey, this is the all I ever will need to do to make people comfortable. I mean, it's fine, but it's a little overpowered. And as such, I don't particularly feel like I need to use it. Alright, water. Almost have enough. I'm curious if when the lakes top off, if we will be like a balanced water production and demand or not. Because time will tell. Alright, Nagata, looks like you need more work. There's some metals here. %60 of the way. Looking good, looking good. Alright, so we've got people going through the sanitarium first, and then
Breakthrough discovered.
becoming specialized. Martian steel. Lowers metal costs for building construction by 20%. That's kind of a bummer. That's really not that amazing. Metals are certainly not the bottleneck of for me. Alright, so another thing I could do to save water is shut down my fuel production. And that will save a little bit of water as well. I have a huge amount of stockpiled fuel, so in fact I could shut both these down. And now we're at water positive again. If you check the soil quality here, as you can see, the quality of the soil is going up and up and up and up, which is fantastic. And then when we get our first yield of seeds from this farm here, the soy and potato farm and the seed farm, I will be able to do some forestation. And I'll probably put the forestation around here, which is exciting. Well, folks, that's about all the time I have for this episode. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, please do drop me a line. I am eager to hear and read what ideas you have for this series. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. and I hope you tune in next time for some more Surviving Mars inspired by the Expanse. Adios all!